All right, so now let's please welcome Heather Elwell, who's going to talk about brain health mentors.
Perfect, thank you. And I just moved this down. Hello, I'm Heather Elwell, and I'm the founder of Brain Health Mentors. A little background about me is I've been a speech-language pathologist for over 24 years, and I'm a certified health and wellness coach. And what I did is I married the two and developed a program that helps people implement lifestyle modifications that helps reduce their risk of dementia.
Okay, take we're having technical difficulties. Did you break it?
I think I broke it.
It's going to be
Okay.
this button.
To the right, okay. So real quick, we have a lot of celebrations this month, but also one thing I want to draw your attention to is June is actually Alzheimer's and Brain Awareness Month as well. So this is a really important time to draw awareness to this terrible disease. Okay, I have two main objectives for today. The first is to take away the age stigma in regards to brain health. It's traditionally been seen as something just for older adults, but this is really, the things I'm going to talk to you about today are things that all adults need to be working on. What I'm going to talk about is just as important for my parents that are in their mid-70s as well as my teenagers that I have at home. This is a message for all people. The second is to provide hope in what has traditionally been seen as a hopeless situation. Brain changes that lead to dementia occur 20 to 30 years prior to a diagnosis. That's why it's so important we're working on all these things now. Okay, from 2010 to 2019, I'm going to come over here. HIV decreased 65%, heart disease went down 7.3%, and stroke went down 10.5%. What do you think happened in the world of dementia? How much do you guys think it went up? 50%? Any other guesses?
82%.
82%? Alzheimer's increased 145%. Okay, here's some other statistics. Right now, 1 out of 3 seniors dies with dementia. 2/3 of the people with dementia are women. 2/3 of the caregivers of people with dementia are also women. 1.5 times. Hispanic Americans are 1.5 times more likely to develop dementia. 2 times. Black Americans are 2 times more likely to develop dementia. Blue Cross Blue Shield did a study from 2013 to 2017, and they found that there was a 373% increase in cases of dementia in people ages 30 to 44 years old. In the state of Florida, in early 2020, before the pandemic happened, before we had isolation, all the physical impacts of COVID, before the great migration to the state of Florida, they estimated we would see a 24% increase in cases in dementia from 2020 to 2025. This impacts everyone. I just want to take 1 minute and tell you how it impacted me. This is my beloved Nana, Margaret Davis. She had an incredible, beautiful life. Happily married, great children, grandchildren, traveled, beautiful retirement. Unfortunately, the last 2 years of my grandfather's life, she spent taking care of him. And when she did that, she severed her ties to the community. She stopped going to church each week. She stopped being in community. She stopped volunteering, and she stopped getting together with friends. And then after my grandfather passed away, she was so grief-stricken that she didn't return to being in community. So unfortunately, she developed dementia, and back then, we didn't know what we know today. And that's why I'm so passionate about what I'm talking to you about. This is information I really desperately wish I would have had 24 years ago. So let's talk real quick about some of the risk factors. Diabetes significantly increases your chances of dementia. Heart disease does as well. Depression, grief, loneliness also increases your chances of dementia by 64%. Hearing and vision difficulties. Having hearing loss in middle age is one of the biggest predictors of dementia later on in life. So I just want to encourage you all to just get a hearing screening every year, right? Because we want to catch that. because that truly is one of the biggest predictors of dementia. So these are the things that we can do. This is the information I wish I would have had 20 plus years ago. Exercise. Exercise is one of the best ways to reduce your risk of dementia. Just walking, a couple miles a day. Men ages 71 to 93 that walk 2 miles a day, they found it decreased their risk of dementia by 77%. That's better than any, pill on the market. Nutrition and hydration, we know this, but my question is, are we doing it? Right? We know we need to eat healthy. We know we need to hydrate. We know we need to be careful about alcohol, how much, we're consuming. Are we doing those things? Sleep. Sleep is when the cleaning crew goes in on our brain, right? It's when it cleans up all the plaques and tangles that have accumulated. So it's really important we're getting 7 to 8 hours of sleep. Gratitude is a great way to help our brain health. Volunteering, serving others, connection. And I love how you spoke about community earlier. Absolutely, such a wonderful way to help our brain health. Stress management, meditation, and also executive functioning skills. They found that people that have difficulty with executive functioning skills and are starting to have memory loss, that's one of the biggest, conversions to dementia. So I can answer questions about that later. Okay, so what my company works on is I coach individuals. Like I said, you can easily go online, Google the information I had today, and you'll have a guidebook of what to do. But it's the implementation of these things that we discussed. It's helping people to create habits and also making them accountable. Do the best you can until you know better, and then when you know better, do better. Beautiful young people are accidents of nature, but beautiful old people are works of art. So one final thought I want to leave you with today, and that is you are all a gift. You're a gift. God broke the mold when he made you. There never was, and there never will be, another you. So please, take care of the precious gift that you are. Real quick about my business. What I do is I usually start off with a 90-minute health and wellness assessment where we do just a memory screening. We find out areas that they're having difficulty, and also strengths as well. And then what I do is I have 10 weekly check-in calls for 30 minutes, and also I provide virtual workbooks each week. When I developed this, I thought the majority of my clients would be retired, and that is not at all what's happened. It's actually people in their 40s and 50s. Usually they've seen someone in their family, a loved one that has developed dementia, and they say, I want to do everything I can right now so I don't have that diagnosis later on. And it's all completely virtual. So I work with people all over the country and in Europe as well. So my go-to-market strategy is right now building a virtual practice. That's where I'm getting a lot of my stories that I share and that kind of thing. I'm also starting to book corporate speaking engagements, and then also I'd like to move into a corporate wellness program because I see there's so much in the workplace that I think people can target and address that will help improve their brain health trajectory. So we can open it up to questions. And I also have, if you all don't mind, because I am starting to speak, I would love, and don't put you're terrible with technical stuff, I would love to get some feedback today, if you don't mind, just any takeaways you might have had. Are there any questions? Actually, oh, perfect.
Check, 1, 2. All right, here you go. So, how are people discovering you? How are you marketing yourself? Like, what's the process?
So right now, oh, thank you. I love my audience members. Okay, thank you so much. So this is where you can find me right now. I've had people, I did a January brain health challenge, and there's a very popular woman that has a following on Facebook. I was able to get a bunch of her followers coming my way, but it's speaking engagement. It's through Facebook and Instagram. That is primarily how people are finding me. Also, I have done, I'm using my speaking engagements to then also get referral sources too. So I recently spoke at Tampa General Hospital and did a wellness lecture, and whenever I speak, a lot of times that leads to other people reaching out to me. So yes, that's, do you have a follow-up question?
Well, just one recommendation.
Sure, I'll take any.
As many speaking engagements as possible, get them filmed.
Get them filmed, okay.
This is being filmed.
Okay, we'll just edit the part where I had to.
And what you
I
should,
should have done a dry run.
and what you should do is once it's put on YouTube,
Mm-hmm,
analyze it,
mm-hmm.
review it multiple times about the questions and the comments and everything else, and then, that's how you optimize the mentorship that we bring.
I love it. So do you have any other suggestions other than continued speaking engagements?
Podcasts as well. Be on as many podcasts as you can.
Okay.
Yes, that was a very good presentation, a lot of clarity there. The key is telling stories. It always is in public speaking.
I was just telling someone that.
Now, you talked about exercise, but have you
What number
looked
is
into
that?
the strength training above all?
That
one's have.
3.
Because that's very, very powerful.
That
have
one's
you
what?
found?
Okay, so a lot of you have to think of the neuroscientists that are doing the research, right? So, and I love, this is what they've said. When they are working with mice and they are doing these studies, it's a lot easier to get them on a wheel, right? As opposed to doing strength exercises. So there's, the mice doing strength exercises. So there's not as much research on strength training and yoga as there is cardiovascular exercise. So the most research is behind that. However, I think it absolutely has great benefit. I mean, I don't think any of us could say, I absolutely see benefit in it from, if you're doing yoga, it's balance, strength training, you're strengthening your muscles. So I think it's benefit. But most of the research is around, has the cardiovascular.
Well, the reason I asked that, I've been doing super slow strength training for 20 years.
Wow.
And I really don't have any problem with memory or any of this because I'm 82. So, I think there's more to it. Now there's a thing called ARX Fit, which is, check that out, arxfit.com. You'll see the strength training there is incredible. And I'm looking into finding out from them how that's working with dementia. I haven't heard back yet.
I think movement is key. And let me just say, in case you guys are not aware, I can speak, I came from Tampa today, okay? In the Tampa Bay area, if you have a loved one that needs care for dementia, that they can no longer take care of themselves, what you're looking at is between $9,000 and $12,000 a month, okay? It is so expensive. There are a couple of drugs that are coming on the market now, okay? And right now, insurance has said, we are not going to pay for them. It only helps with early detection as well, okay? So let's say you have been identified early, you want to take the drug, out of pocket, it's close to $30,000 a year. Okay, so that's why this is not just important. My message, I hope, has the butterfly effect. I hope every single one of you today takes one thing I talked about, and whenever a conversation comes up, you share this with someone else. Because like I said, this is information I wish I would have had 20 plus years ago. And the research hadn't been done yet. But now that we know these things, right, we have a chance. They believe that 40% of dementia cases come from modifiable risk factors. So I will take that. As someone that now has a family history of dementia, I will take that and I will implement these things, right? It's that important.
Speaking of stuff that's not widely known, there's a test out now. It's not widely available. It's very expensive. You get enough to take it because it's going to determine genetically if, one, you're never going to get Alzheimer's. Number two, if you live long enough, 110, 120, which some people are starting to do now, you may get it or you're going to get it. And if you're in that third group, you're going to get it. You better be contacting you right away. You can talk to the UCF Medical School and ask for Dr. Kenny Salgado. He knows all about it.
Listen, I would say you should really hook up with our talent stream because there's a lot of need for those kind of services, especially human resources that would love to talk to you.
To what setting?
Hotel industry.
Hotel industry, okay.
Because it's so compact, there's so much going on right now with COVID. Hotels are not doing as well as they used to do, the pressure is much more higher. So I think that would be very, very good that you contact the human resource department and just talk to them. they would love to have somebody.
Oh, thank you.
I've been seeing lots of research recently. I don't know if anybody gets a new atlas, but it's the bomb. They cover everything new and innovative in technology, health, everything. And so they're finding links between gut health
Absolutely.
and dementia. And your gut health is affecting the sheath and the nerves. And just by improving your gut health, it rebuilds those sheaths, which makes you less apt to get dementia. So.
And just simple day-to-day things. I found that I used to have a lot of word finding difficulties. And what I do when I work with my clients is they have like this little checklist each day. Just so they can kind of tally what they're consuming, right? What are they doing, what are they consuming, and how do they feel? And what I found was I can go out with friends and I can have one glass of wine. If I have a second or a third glass, I absolutely am going to have word finding difficulties the next day. So pay attention, just pay attention to hydration, right? If you have a day that you're not drinking a lot of water, you notice you're having word finding, you feel a little fuzzy the next day, then just make a mental note. Like, I need to be happy. I need to be consuming more water. And I also am one of those people that I've adjusted my diet based on what, certain reactions that I have. So I think it's just important, like, listen to your body, right? Even when, like, I'm sure you are all entrepreneurs, right? And I'm sure sometimes you get in the zone. This was me yesterday. I was in the zone, right? I was like banging through all this stuff, and my body was saying, "Get up, like move. You've got to move around the house." But I didn't do it because I was just so. But we really need to listen. Whether it's get up, move, drink water. Like our body is giving us these cues. We just need to listen to it.
A little feedback on the presentation itself.
Yeah.
Your slides were great. I'm going to give you a suggestion on slide order. You had 3 slides in a row that were quotes or emotional statements, which were wonderful. But I might suggest that you intersperse those a little bit, throughout the move them throughout that.
Mix it up, yeah.
Throughout the presentation, because you kind of ended on with you're a gift. That was a good ending to it, and then you went into your market strategy.
I know, and that's hard because typically I don't do a market strategy.
Right.
But when I give presentations, that is my last slide.
Yeah, but in doing that, just kind of keep that in mind, and if you have, when you had those 3 in a row, they were kind of their own little world.
Yeah.
And I think moving them into other areas in the presentation.
I love it. Great suggestion. Thank you.
Also, I want to piggyback off of that and what Tim said earlier with the story. I'll start with the story of your name.
Okay.
The very first thing, because that immediately makes a person. When you come at us with statistics, it's like, yes, those are numbers. I don't even know those people. But when you talk about you and your experience and your family's experience, that makes it personal to us, and we get hooked by that. And then you hit us with a couple of statistics, not 7 or 8.
Right.
Because we still get lost in the numbers. And so if you pay attention to like the fundraising letters you get every December, it's always, this kid needs your help. This kid and thousands like her, right? But they always give us a story, they give us a couple of statistics, then they do the ask. And so I would do the same thing. Start with your Nana, 2 statistics, then the rest of the presentation.
I love it. And I will ask you, since if you all didn't get a review form, did you guys back there get some? I would love if you guys put on there what statistics impacted you. Just so, this is great feedback, so I'd love to know which ones really impacted you when I spoke. Yes.
Okay. Well, Josh has a.
Oh, sorry.
Then I'll bring it down to you.
Thank you for sharing. I can't imagine there's a person here who hasn't been impacted by dementia at some point. For me, it was my grandmother, so I saw it firsthand.
My mother.
I feel like this needs a hashtag. I don't know if you have a hashtag, but something like remember you.
Oh.
So in other words, constantly remember yourself and take care of yourself.
Oh, that's so good.
But I have a question. So for someone that you hit in the heart during this presentation is like, yes, I got to do something right now. What do you want them to do? What is that initial step that they need to do to work or to get help from you?
Reach out to me. So if you go to my website, and thank you. You guys are
That's my
such a
point.
great audience. Like, there we go. You can use the
That's what I
little
was
QR. Thank you. You can use the little QR code there and just schedule a call, and that way, we can talk a little bit more about what my program is, and if you have any questions and that kind of
And one last quick question. Why
Yeah.
don't people take action? In other words, what's the number one objection you get and how do you answer it?
Well, I think that is why I created this all the things I mentioned are so life-giving, right? Like, they're so life-giving. When you exercise, you're gonna feel good, right? When you're in community, like, I loved how we had the whole talk about community, because that's a big thing I encourage people to do. Go be in community. Are you part of a faith-based community? If so, can you go? Are you part, again, when you are in community, you're having conversations, people are,
Why don't they? Why don't they?
And I think a lot of people got stuck. In general, a lot of people got stuck during COVID. And so that's one of, people that used to go to church every week and then they just stopped and they don't go back. I also think, and I'm so glad you brought this up. Thank you for bringing this up. Life is full of so many recalibrations, right? So my Nana got hit. It was this change of life. She was, married. She had this structure and this routine. And when my grandfather got sick and he passed away, that broke her structure and that broke that routine. People that are going into retirement are very much at risk for dementia because they had this group of friends. They had people they were seeing every day, all day, right? And so it opens up all this time. So if they don't fill it then with activities and things that they're engaging with, that puts them very much at risk. So I'm going at one end of the spectrum right now. But this is also, I have found, a lot of, let's say, stay-at-home moms, right? That maybe they were the homeroom mom and they were super involved in the classroom, and then all of a sudden their kids are now driving. They're going off to school, and it's like they're left with all this open-ended time, changing jobs. Like, there are so many life recalibrations, and we have to actively be searching for, what does my day look like? What is my schedule like? We need to all have a purpose to our day. Today is the day I do this, or today I'm meeting this friend, or today I am volunteering, right? If we have all this open-ended time, and that's the beauty of what I'm encouraging people to do, is that instead of being at home and not being a gift, right? Everyone, I just want to thank all of you for being here today, because even if you don't make one comment to me, you are all a gift today. You all came out in the rain, and you came and you sat here, and I see you in my audience. And so I just want to thank you. You are a gift to me today. So it's getting people to realize that they are this gift. And so we want them to, be the gift that they are. Yes.
We're out of time, so I
Okay.
have one final question.
Sure.
What can we as a community do for you?
Well, I loved all the feedback that you had today. Thank you all so much. And again, any other specific notes, if you could write it down, and I'll take that at the end. I am just starting to get doctors referring to me. Every time I've given a presentation, they're telling me I need to go to speak to a corporation. So you mentioned like the hotel industry. If you have any contacts in that industry, any connections that you can make that I can then bring into more of the corporate speaking or into these different organizations would be great. Like I said, I recently did a wellness lecture at Tampa General Hospital. It went really well. That was for, the majority of people were in their working years. So if you are part of any organizations that you have these connections, that would help tremendously.
Okay, great. Thank you very much.
So if you're a middle-aged entrepreneur with ADHD, I guess you'd be looking over my shoulder quite a bit here.
All right, and next, we're going to hear from Luis Salgado of Chekedin.
Morning, everybody. Morning. My name is Luis Salgado. I'm the CEO and founder of Chekedin. Meet Sarah. Sarah is the #1 French bakery in all of Florida, according to her customers. Sarah knows this, and she knows that if she could bring more traffic into her store, she'll convert them to loyal customers just like the rest. She's tried everything, social media ads, but she gets more likes, not enough traffic. She's tried flyers, but what do we do with flyers, guys? Throw them away, right? She's tried radio and TV, but Sarah doesn't have the thousands of dollars she needs in order to keep the rotation going. But what Sarah does know is that every time she asks her customers, how did you hear about us? They all say the same thing. My mother, my father, my brother, my sister, my neighbor, my friend recommended me to you. That's it. That's what she wants. But how? Asking is awkward. Not only that, but when you ask and the person leaves that establishment, by the time they get there to the car, it's out of sight, out of mind. They forget. But what Sarah did realize is one thing, and that's what we're going to talk about today. That the purpose of a business is to create a customer that creates more customers. That's what we call word of mouth marketing. It's the most effective and least expensive strategy a business owner could do. And it's been around since the dawn of time, before even words. We're Chekedin, an effortless, automated word-of-mouth system that creates your customers into influencers, or better yet, a sales force. This is how it works. Sarah signs up, her customer comes into the location, checks in, posts into their social media, and instantly gets a coupon. Their friends and family see the post, and they also get a coupon, which in turn become Sarah's new client. That's what we call infinite revenue model. Loyal customer brings in new customer that becomes loyal customer that brings in more new customers. Remember Sarah's problems? We have all the solutions baked in. We're affordable because we care about Sarah and we care about the local businesses. We're easy to use. Sarah's not a marketing strategist or expert. We take that away from her and fully automate the system. We target the right audience. Guess what? Sarah's customers, they hang out with people just like them. So we're always targeting the right audience. Measurable ROI. Sarah's capable of seeing who checks in, who gets the downloaded coupon, and who redeems those coupons instantly, every single moment. Brand recognition. Sarah's customers are advertising her on all their social media platforms and letting the community know about her. Always the right digital platform. Sarah doesn't have to guess where she should advertise. Her customers know where to advertise her. Her customers know who to talk to about her. We can all relate to Sarah, right? But we can also relate to the customers. I grew up in the south side of Chicago. Most of you probably heard about it.
Hey, oh boy.
Yeah, probably in the news you heard about it. It's not the loveliest community, and it's not the easiest communities to live there. When I was 8 years old, my family got evicted from our apartment, and we ended up living in my mother's friend's basement. And when I mean basement, I really do mean basement. 4 brick walls and a cement floor. My poor mother had to make rooms out of curtains, just try to make us feel like we were living in a home. It was tough. And my mother was always looking for the deals. She was always looking for specials, coupons, whatever we can do just to try to feed us or to keep us going. It wasn't easy for us. And that went on into my high school years. It was not just like a short period of time. I think I was a junior in high school before we got out of that situation. But it was tough for us. My mother was constantly, I saw my mother constantly just trying to make $1 out of 15 cents, you know. And I could still hear her chopping away those coupons with her big scissors sitting in the kitchen table, you know. Heartbreaking, right? Chekedin is not just an app. It really isn't. Chekedin brings my mother and Sarah and brings them together to work together and build a stronger community. Because unity brings what? Strength, right? And that's what Chekedin's all about. This is how we make money, 3 ways. Recurring, because we're subscription. Upsell packages, which we have, and merchant advertisement. We stand alone. Most companies are concentrating on the high cost and traditional marketing, while we're focused on the art of word of mouth, and we're turning it into a science. It's the most effective strategy for a business owner. We know we're going to scale fast, and eventually we want to acquire a POS system or be part of a POS system, because we believe that checked in should also be in the check out. This is our team, or what I like to call my family. September 1st is our launch day for the app users. So right now we're currently focused on getting as many merchants as we possibly can into the platform as a pre-launch state. So we developed a pilot program where we're allowing people that sign up now, business owners that sign up now, to take advantage of these benefits. You'll be locked into a ridiculous price for life. We give you all the marketing tools that you need to scale your business. And the best part of it all, we're offering a new merchant spotlight video where we take a high-end, high-quality production team, send them to your locations. We film you talking about yourself, your business, and how Chekedin is going to benefit you. And then we take that video and we're going to go wild with it. We're going to go social media viral with it, because we care about these businesses and we want to showcase them and what they're doing for the community. My name is Salgado. I checked in. Have you checked in? Thank you so much.
Denny first.
I'll say.
Just a suggestion, start with the story of your mother. I think that's a great idea. Tie everything into that.
Okay.
Take it from Chicago boys. This is a great idea.
Thank you.
I can see the possibilities now. This can go for any business, right?
Yeah, it doesn't
You
matter.
just use food as an example. But
I use food as an example, but really it works for anybody that has the traffic or wants traffic in their business, yes.
I have a suggestion and a
Sure.
question. One, you know the Clover app?
Clover?
Clover.
Yes.
Find all your customers on there.
Yeah, yeah, we're working with POS systems now in the sense that, because they already have the merchant data and merchants along, so we're trying to see if we can be represented by them.
And the question is, do you remember Foursquare about
Yes.
10, 12 years ago?
Okay.
And the badges and the gamification, you might consider adding a gamification element where maybe you don't become a mayor of Sarah's place, but I can show that I checked in and maybe turn it into a little personal competition of,
Yeah.
I go so many times, I get a badge, or I go more times than you do, and so I'm winning at that point.
The app itself does have some features like that. Every time a person checks in, the user gets to see how many check-ins they had, how many coupons are they redeeming. The moment that they redeem and get to 100 redeemed coupons, there's a confetti blast that congratulates them and takes them to the next level of gold level. And they also get some cash prizes because they got to that level. So it encourages the user to stay engaged with the platform and trying to get to the next levels. Yes.
So it was not quite clear to me the logistics in the pathway, right? From, if I'm a customer, like, I'd be walking, I'd hit every single store on Park Avenue.
That's exactly what we're doing. Yeah.
So, but if I was a customer at a store, you know, it wasn't clear to me how I, as a customer, am helping you.
You as a customer helping me?
You know, the store owner.
Oh, the store owner.
Yeah.
Okay, so the store owner, for the better lack of words, already has a sales team, and that sales team is your clients. So Chekedin allows the store owner to say, hey, I value your time here, and if you do spread the word out, I'm going to put something to that, which is a reward. You check in, you get coupons. And that's how the community helps each other, really.
But that's just checking in. What about referrals? Like, if I'm a customer, if I refer somebody, a new customer to the business,
Yeah.
then I should get something for that. That's how that's what you're trying to do, right?
Yeah,
You're trying to blow up the business by
Yes,
word of mouth.
yes.
Why don't I get rewarded for actual word of mouth?
We have steps in our system that's gonna keep growing the business, and right now, the implementation of having the person check in automatically, sends out the post with a link attached for the friends and family that view it, they get a coupon to come in. The redeem section, when it starts going and getting to that 100 mark, they get into the gold status and they get cashed. But on the friend request, on the viewer coupon, so if I check in, I can result into 100 coupons being downloaded. That's gonna be a point system. When your friends and family start downloading, a point system gets generated for you as the person that put that post up. And when you get a certain amount of points, you get more discounts. You see? So I walk into a place of business, I check in, post it on my Facebook, results into 20. Josh checks in, results into 100. All those numbers are piling up, and they're also getting a point system for that, which is gonna generate a coupon or a gift card.
I think if you simplified that, you'd get a lot better.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, so 2 questions. One, how far along is the generation of the app store? Is it actually out right now?
Yeah, we're currently on test flight. We're pretty much there. It releases on September 1st to the public on Google Play and Apple Store. The merchant portal is active. We're able to sign up merchants right now, and they're able to access their merchant portal. They're able to create their profile, generate their coupons. The coupons are generated as a set, the checked-in coupon and the viewer coupon. And you're able to do unlimited coupons in place, so you don't have to play around with it every time. You can just create your next coupons after each other.
And then, sorry, I follow up one more. And then at the moment, what is like your monthly retention rate on the application?
Well, we literally started with the pilot program today, this week, and we're going out to the B2B in the streets, basically, merchant to merchant.
So 100%.
100%.
Just adding to what Rupert just said to you about simplifying.
Yes.
The thing is like, the model that you present to us is really simple to understand.
Yes.
But then when you got to the metrics, when you got to the system,
Yes.
you start getting complicated.
Yes.
Like if you give me a reward right off the bat, not a percentage, I understand the reward faster than try to calculate the percentage. So everything that you can do and makes it easier for me to see the light in the end of the tunnel, the little piece of whatever that I can get makes it easier for me and makes me want it more.
Okay.
If I try to rationalize too much, maybe I don't have time, and maybe you just lost me.
Yes. Yeah, the user experience on the app side is very, very simple. The user is able to see how many times they checked in by counter meters. They're able to see how many coupons they're utilizing and how many coupons are being redeemed. And it's almost like a little circle that's turning a wheel. So visually, you're looking at your growth or what you're doing on your app. So yeah, I'm getting a little technical, but when you see it on the app, it's so right to the point. Oh, I checked in 20 times this month. I redeemed 50 coupons, and my friends and family just downloaded 300 coupons. You're visually seeing it. So, yeah, I'm sorry that it's getting technical, but yeah. Yes.
Sorry. Anyway, I think it's pretty cool. It has one small problem.
Sure.
I don't have a coupon. A lot of people don't have a coupon. So if you don't have a coupon,
Yes.
what are you gonna do?
Well, that's a good question. I have a friend of mine that's a real estate agent, and she told me the same thing. I don't have a coupon, but she did want to utilize it as a feature. So when they have a open house, she wants people to check in. So she actually came up with the idea that she would network with another business in the area that does do check-in and offer their coupon on her platform. And so
So do you coordinate that for her, or does she have to do that?
we are going to coordinate that with them because the platform itself is going to be able to connect with other merchants and other users along. So it's not just a platform for getting coupons. It's an ecosystem inside. Yeah.
I like what Eric was saying about the gamification stuff.
Yes.
You know, that's what I do.
Yeah.
And it's like I think you're missing the boat on really making sure that you're turning customers into more customers. And, you know, to me, I think it would behoove you to set it up so that there's a QR code at the POS, right? And every time somebody comes in there, they scan, they check in with the POS, with the QR code. Immediately, the person who referred them gets points, right?
I see.
And they can see the points, right? Ding, oh, I just got 2 more points, oh, great, right? And then they get the coupons for the points, right? And then that person sees, oh, wait a minute, you get 10 points. Okay, how do I sign up for this, right? And that, it makes things a lot simpler.
Yeah.
And you can blow things
The-
up.
the-
No, that's my 2 cents.
No, I like that idea, and actually it's something that I contemplated before too, because the engagement of a user is crucial to stay focused on your product. So absolutely. The beauty about this platform is that it has life, and everything that has life, what? Grows, right? And we're able to implement more things to this. We talk about the POS system. Being able to redeem your coupon right on the POS system, being able to possibly have your credit cards linked to this, to Chekedin, so that when you go to check out, you can use Chekedin to check out. We can forever grow this. It's scalable, is what I'm saying. So
One of the key differentiators is that you get the reward instantly. Where a lot of reward programs, loyalty programs, you have to,
you have to work for that reward.
And then one day, what's that?
Here's a good example. Yeah, I don't know if you guys, how many people have heard or used Fetch? Heard of Fetch? Right. Very successful, multi-billion-dollar app, based on gaming. You have to scan your receipt, and the more you scan your receipts, you get points. And it's fun, interactively, it's fun. People are using it, they're engaging, they're doing the roulette wheel to get some more points. The problem is that you gotta do so much work to get that reward. And now, US Today did an article where they're declining in a rapid pace because people are getting tired of not achieving that reward. So it's very engaging, but the reward takes forever. And
so here it is actually like you're saying, Rupert, you check in.
You're checking in.
Post to your social media, any social media you want, it's automatic, and then boom, your coupon is immediately deposited into your app.
Yeah, as soon as as soon as I scan the QR code and I check in, post it, I get the reward right there on the spot.
Yeah, so that needs to be explained.
Okay.
Maybe draw a diagram, like a flow chart or something like that.
Okay, definitely, absolutely. Yes.
You said that it works by auto posting to your social media. Which social media platform?
You control it.
Right.
That's the beauty. When you scan the QR code, you create you upload the picture or take a picture. You create your comment. You hit submit, and then it opens up all your social medias that are already stored in your app. No science to it. You just pick which one you want to put. You want to put it on Instagram. You want to put it on LinkedIn, Facebook. You pick it. Once you click on it, it posts. The algorithm acknowledges the post and gives you your coupon right there in the spot. It goes right to your coupon wallet, and you can redeem it anytime you want.
Are you gonna have a feed on the app where you can see where and add friends and see where they're going, or
Yeah.
is it only?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's partially coupon generated, but it's also like an eco-friendly. You could send each other messages and things like that.
Okay, we got one last question.
Great presentation.
Thank you.
I agree, adding the story at the beginning would probably be a good way to tie it in with Sarah, and then you're kind of getting the results all the time. And then maybe using the check mark instead of the bullet points, just some small stuff there.
Okay.
But I just wanted to point out, this is similar in my mind to Upside.
Upside, yes.
Yeah, and so I love kind of what Rupert was saying, in that every time that I refer someone to Upside, I'm getting a piece of what they do in perpetuity. Right, so that's something that I think could be very, very beneficial to your model. It's like almost an MLM model, right? Like as I sign up more people, I'm
You
getting
get more.
future benefits from what they do. So if they do become a loyal member, I'm building that that downward pipeline.
The thing with Upside is that's internally. We're going externally. Upside markets within the users inside Upside, while we're taking the platform to the external market. You guys can turn on your phones right now and see people checking into many places right now. They're at a coffee house, they're at a restaurant. but there's nothing else. That's it. That person's not getting a reward for doing that, and they're not offering a reward to their friends and family while doing that. You won't see that. We do really stand alone. But I do agree with the upside situation.
All right, final question is, what can we as a community do for you?
Join the pilot program, or if you know somebody that could benefit from joining the pilot program, please do so. We are looking for investors. We want to scale fast. Follow us on our journey on social media. That's pretty much what we can do.
What is it checked in on like Instagram and Twitter?
Yeah, checked in on LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. You can scan the code and it'll take you to the website.
Okay. All
Thank
right.
you very much, everybody.
Thank you.
How do we get a hold of you?
You can go ahead and scan. I'm going to be outside. We do have that new merchant spotlight video. We already have a couple of clients that signed up, a few clients that signed up, and I'm going to have an iPad over there so you can see it. It's very high-end quality. I mean, we're not sparing any expenses. It's very good quality. And you also see some of the marketing materials that we give our pilot program members so that you can get an idea of what it is. So I'll be standing over there and you'll be able to see all that.
All right, great. Thank you. All right, next week, we finally got Kia to do I Heart Garages. I'm looking forward to this. I'm also looking forward to hearing from Chris Rhoda, who's going to be here in person finally. We never see him except on the screen, and I'm starting to doubt he really exists, but he's going to be here next week to prove it. And he's... Don't step on my joke, man. But he's going to be here talking about iMyth and the work that he's doing there. So do not forget your parking passes on the way out. They're over there on the little coffee stand. So just grab one if you parked in the Truist garage, or if you're going to be here on campus for something next week and you want a freebie. I didn't say that. But anyway, get your parking pass. If you are on Zoom and you want to download the chat, click the 3 buttons on the bottom right of your screen. If you're here and you want a copy of the chat, just email me, eric.deckers@gmail.com, and I'll send it to you. Join us on meetup.com. Make sure you connect with somebody you met here today. Go have coffee. We've got Barney's nearby, and we've got New General nearby. Just go hang out and have some coffee, get some lunch, but get to know each other. Build a community. This is how we help each other grow. A rising tide lifts all boats, and we've got a great number of boats in this room. I think we can lift each other up just by creating that strong community. So otherwise, I will see you all next week, and go have a great week. Thank you.
Recording stopped.
Heather, okay. Are you taking care of the Serendipity Live talks right now? It's not Deja anymore?
No, she's not at Serendipity.
Oh, gotcha.
But
because I talked to her and never heard back. So
yeah, she's not there. So like, if you emailed her at Serendipity Labs, last 2 Fridays ago was her last day.
Yeah, it's been a while that I've been there.
But she can definitely put you in touch with the person who's doing it.
Okay.
Hi, 2 weeks ago was my first time, and I did not, yes, it's a principle of the thing, thank you.
Yep.
So kind.
I didn't get my first time last time.
Yep, I'm happy to get it.
Thank you.
What's your name? Matt.